Afternoon, people. Obviously, recall from yesterday, I had the blue screen of death 3 times. It was actually 5 come the end, and it was due to my replay was corrupt. So thank you to the people that always shared the replay. We'll see MRC Grand Turismo Touring Car Championship, race 10, which is Spa-Francorchamps. Obviously, this is a reverse grid from Red Bull. Obviously, the previous winner of that round was James Harben and the Aston Martin. So this is a reverse grid, so obviously slow is first, but we go for the grid now. Hopefully this will work just fine, so I appreciate you all sharing the replay that did. So on P1 is Jason in the RCZ, Johnny C in second in the Jaguar, oh yeah, so la-di-da, Kiwi in the Ferrari 458, Jay Dante in the Audi TT Budweiser. Apparently the TT's had some weight added to it, but it didn't seem like it during the race. CRT Lucky Bucky in 5th in the Mazda Atenza. Golf 45, obviously he got pole last week on one of the races, and I think he come on the podium as well. Yeah, he's in 6th position. Bazinga in 7th in the TT. Hammer Games in the Porsche Cayman. Marshall in the 650S McLaren. That should do pretty well around here, to be honest with you. McDaddy in a TT, and myself in the Lambo. Mid-engine should do okay. Macreeda in 12th, obviously second in the last race. James Harpen in 13th position, obviously the winner from the previous round at Red Bull Ring. Like he said, he no-stopped that race. Fair play to him. But off we go. Start of this race. There's a slight pause in between, false start check, and then they'll get away. Obviously we've got Jason, Johnny C, Kiwi. They're the top 3 at the start of this race. Anything can change. Half an hour race. Johnny C gets off the line very well. The RCZ does bog down, which it does as FF front wheel drive. Kiwi's looking down the right of Jason there. He's making that move stick. He does indeed. Everyone gets away cleanly. No contact. Obviously James Harben to the rear. McDaddy just backs out a bit, but he's down to 13th position now. Out we go, got Johnny C now in 1st position, pulling away from Kiwi. The RCZ will come into its own sooner or later, which it is starting to now. Going up through Rouge there. Kiwi in 3rd in the Ferrari. Golf 45. Side by side with CRT Lucky Bucky here, side by side. But Marshall's in the back in 6th position. So is he going to make it 3 wide going down this long straight? No, just 2 wide, 2 wide. Lucky Bucky's on the left. He's up to 4th now. Golf 45 is in 5th. He just backs out of that. Marshall's looking down the left. Does he make that move stick? No, he just backs out of it at the last moment. We'll go out quickly because we've got Jay Dante in 7th and Macreeda there looking at me. But as you can see, I've just done a bit of a jump there. We'll go back to that. Flying cars, take 2. Yes, there's been a lot of that around this race. So Jay Dante to my left. We've got Macreeda coming around to my left. I just hit this curve a bit too much and a little bit in the air. Very nice indeed, but not high enough, so it makes me laugh so much. So we've got Macreeda in 9th, like I said. The Hammer Games, Nick in 10th. Got Marshall there looking down the right of Golf 45. Let's go back and have a look at that. On board with Marshall heading down here now. You can see me jumping in the background there. Oh God. Here we go. So Marshall just sees that gap and he's like, yeah, it's coming through gold. Coming through gold. Whether you like it or not, I'm here. But out we go quickly. Let's go back up to Johnny C. He's currently in the Jaguar, like I said at the start of the race. The RCZ is in 2nd. Kiwi in 3rd in the Ferrari, doing a grand job indeed. Johnny C, how does he get on? Oh, runs it a bit wide there. That's going to compromise him now. That's going to slow him down. Jason will be looking at the back of Johnny C now for that 1st position. He's pulling away from Kiwi now in 3rd. He's looked down the right. He does indeed. Very nice move indeed. Bit of contact there. Nothing harmless. So that was just a door off. I know Johnny C come off worse because of that. We go on board with Johnny C. It was minimal. It wasn't a lot at all. So yeah, fair play to Jason. Obviously he slowed down. But as you see there, Jason was slightly late on the break, and as you've seen, it was minimal contact, and obviously Johnny C did come off worse, but I would say that was just racing incident. That's just my opinion. CRT Lucky Bucky in 4th, Marshall in 5th, Golf 45 in 6th. We've got myself in 7th, Macreeda. Someone's gone off there. Who was that? I think that was Johnny C again. Let's go back to Johnny C. He runs it a bit too deep here, I think. Brakes slightly later, he does. It clips the gravel, it spins him round. And unfortunately for Johnny C, he's down to last position now. Out we go quickly because we've got James Harbin in 12th, the winner from the previous round. No stop that race, so he's done a good job. McDaddy in 11th, Bazinga in 10th with a second penalty. We've got the Hammer Games, Nick in 9th. We've got Jay Dante in 8th, myself in 7th, McCreeder now up to 6th. But he's got the attentions of me behind him in the Lambo. The top end of the Lamborghini was pretty good, but obviously the TT did have weight put on it, you could tell, because the top end wasn't that great. Marshall in 5th, doing a grand job in his McLaren 650S. Golf 45 in 4th, CRT Lucky Bucky in 3rd, Kiwi in 2nd, and Jason, the man, leading this race at the minute, lap number 2. These are 30-minute races. The rules are you can't overtake if you've got a penalty. You can use any compound you wish, be that wet, but I don't advise it in dry conditions. But yeah, Jason in the RCZ, all he's got to do in this car is just look after them tyres. Because if you manage a tyre wear in this car, I mean, you could go quite a long way with it. But if you don't, and unfortunately, it will start shredding the tyres, the tyre wear. So on the right is Kiwi. He's looking for that move down to this section here. Does he make it stick? Yeah, in the inside, yeah, he just breaks it a little bit later. So Kiwi there takes first position off of Jason in the RCZ in the slipstream, got the overspeed and got the move done. CRT Lucky Bucky in 3rd. This guy, I think he likes wet conditions, to be honest with you. Golf 45 with McCreeder behind him. McCreeder look down the right, he does indeed. We'll go back and have a look at that. Unfortunately, Golf 45 picked up a bit of a penalty there. So McCreeder's obviously, he realises obviously Golf 45's got slow to burn it off. And yeah, McCreeder just takes that opportunity and just dives down the right, but in the meantime goes wide himself. It runs it very deep there, almost off the track, but goal back in 4th position. We've got Marshall in 5th, myself in 7th. You can just see me in the background. You see Bazinga as well in the background. So I'm on board with Goal 45 for the minute. He's looking down the left, McCreeder. Will he make that move stick? He won't. He just backs out of it. Marshall will take advantage of this as well. McCreeder with massive speed there. Massive overspeed there. If we look down the right, he does indeed. When he makes the move stick, we've got battling out first and second up front. He does make that stick, but where's Marshall? Marshall's there as well. Marshall's looking to get by as quick as he can, but it's not easy getting past goal 45. So up we go quickly. Kiwi putting away now a little bit from Jason in the RCZ. Done a fastest purple sector there. Jason obviously in 2nd, CRT Lucky Bucky in 3rd. McCreeder in 4th now, making his way up, obviously being 12th on the grid. Goal 45 in the Ferrari 458 is 5th. Marshall in 6th. I'm behind Marshall in 7th. We've got Bazinga in 8th. Jay Dante in 9th. James Harbin battling away now with Nick the Hammer Games in the Porsche Cayman. Nick, yeah, nice, stuck into his line there, but you get the overspeed on Bazinga. What happened there with Bazinga? So James Harbin and obviously Nick the Hammer Games batting out for 11th and 10th, but then up front we've got Bazinga. He just goes a bit too wide there, and he slows right in front of Nick, and he crosses over into that was a little bit naughty there. That wasn't needed quite early in the race. So Jason, what's happened to you? Go back to Jason. Side by side with Kiwi here, entering the final chicane. Brakes a little bit too late, which is very unfortunate, and does pick up a penalty as well. Does it reset him? It does reset him. You go too bit far wide over there, it does reset you, and it just ruins your race. Bit unfortunate there. Kiwi still in 1st position. CRT Lucky Bucky in 2nd. McCreeder now in 3rd. You can see the front two. He wants that move done as soon as he can. Marshall in 4th now. On to goal 45. Does he make that move stick? I think he does. Yeah, goal 45 is there to his right. Marshall, the McLaren has got a better top end, I think, than the Ferrari. There's me, myself behind in 6th. Jason in 7th. Out we go quickly. We've got McCreeder now. He'll be looking to pounce on the back of these two now. So we're on board with McCreeder, heading down this long straight. See Marshall in the background, myself as well. I just make the move there on goal 45. We'll have a look at that in a minute, if I remember. Side by side, these two up front. CRT Lucky Bucky. He's looking for that move around the outside. Does he make it stick? Kiwi just gives him a little tap. Nothing meaningful there, but they carry on racing. McCreeder will have his opportunity now, just to get to the back of Kiwi and just get that slipstream effect and just take 2 and 1 if he can. Marshall in 6th, myself in 5th, Goal 45 in 6th, Jason in 7th, James Harbin in 8th, Nick the Hammer Games in 9th with a half-second penalty, McDaddy in 10th, Jay Dante in 11th, Bazinga in 12th, and Johnny C at the rear of the field in 13th position. Because out we go quickly, because we've got McCreeder sit behind Kiwi. Obviously Lucky Bucky now is in 1st position, so he'll be looking to pull away now, but Kiwi's got the attention of McCreeder behind him. Mr. Crane Eater number 2. Yeah, apparently I'm number 1 Crane Eater. Looks down the right, says, yes, hello Kiwi, I'll have a bite of your kiwi if I may as I come on through. So he takes that position. CRT Lucky Bucky, can he get CRT Lucky Bucky as well? He's looking down the right. CRT Lucky Bucky, will he break a little bit later? He just defends that entry, that apex. With Marshall in the background as well, myself in the background. McCreedy and TT, he's looking at the back of CRT Lucky Bucky now. Will he get that move done? He's looking, but it seems to be doing really well. But the top end of the TT will come into effect. But like I said, once the TT reaches the top end, it can't go no more because it's hit the rev limiter, and it's like, yes, come on, I need more power. But McCreeder, will he dive at the final chicane? I think he will, because Kiwi's in 3rd. Marshall came to the back of Kiwi, dives down the left. Does he make that move stick? Where is CRT Lucky Bucky? He's there to the left. McCreeder is still on the left. CRT Lucky Bucky gives him space. Does he make that move stick? He does. As you heard there, a bit of wheel spin there from the Audi TT. CRT Lucky Bucky straight into the slipstream of McCreeder. We've got 3 cars battling behind as well. We'll go back to that in a moment. So McCreeder's made that move stick. CRT Lucky Bucky in 2nd. We've got myself and Marshall there side by side. Let's go back and have a look at that. Because we've got Kiwi in 3rd, myself in 4th, Marshall in 5th. So Kiwi just breaks a little bit too early. We both go either side of Kiwi. And yeah, Marshall just gets on the power before me, and he goes up to 3rd position. Very well done indeed there from Marshall. Down we go, Kiwi. Goal 45 in 6th, James Harbin in 7th, making his way up slowly. So it's a matter of time till he gets up to the 1st, 2nd and 3rd, but we'll wait and see. Jason in 9th, McDaddy in 9th position. Sorry, Jason was in 8th, Nick the Hammer Gaines in 10th. Still with a bit of a penalty there, it was very unfortunate. Jay Dante in 11th, and we got Bazinga in 12th, and Johnny C at the rear after his moment when he went into the gravel to spun him out. McCreeder, CRT Lucky Bucky, let's go and have a look at this again. On board with CRT Lucky Bucky, going up through Eau Rouge. I mean, sitting in the slipstream. Obviously, the 10s it does really well on certain tracks, you know. I am noticing that, and he's looking to the left of McCreeder. McCreeder gives him the space, so the top end of their 10s seems to do a lot better than the Audi TT to its right, and he breaks a little bit later than McCreeder. A little bit of a tap there, love tap, and yeah, CRT Lucky Bucky makes that move stick. Very nice indeed. McCreeder obviously in 2nd, myself in 4th, with Marshall in 3rd, doing a grand job in that McLaren. Let's go back and look at me in 4th position, and obviously Marshall in 3rd. I didn't want to overtake Marshall because I thought he's earned a podium. He's done so well in this series. Yeah, season 14 of the MRC Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. Not long to go on race number 10. So I think there's is there 3 rounds left, something like that. So myself in 4th, Kiwi in 5th now. Goal 45 in 6th, Jason in 7th, James Harbin looking to the rear of Jason. Now he wants to get past Jason as quick as he can, but the RCZ is pretty good. Once you get that car working, the RCZ, you know, there's no stopping it. Jason there just protects the entry. Will he protect the exit as well? I think he does, but McDaddy's lurking in the background behind James Harbin as well, so don't count out McDaddy. Nick the Hammer again, still with a bit of a penalty above his car there, half a second. So still on board with James Harbin, and he's looking to the right, make the move stick. Jason, does he run it a bit too wide? He does a little bit, hits that green Astro, very slidey that Astro turf, but we've gone on board with McDaddy. McDaddy is now behind James Harbin. He wants that 7th position of James Harbin. You can see cars up ahead, so James is slowly catching up to 6th position. But I feel with the lead cars, they're in a slipstream now. It's sort of like a train. So yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. Because up we go. Obviously, myself in 2nd now. I don't know where that move was done. I can't quite remember. But I made that move there. It was quite late on, but we'll go back up quickly because McCreeder now obviously in 1st position, CRT Lucky Bucky in 3rd, half-second penalty. Marshall looking at the back of CRT Lucky Bucky. Be looking to take advantage of this this penalty of CRT Lucky Bucky. Obviously they can burn it off, but if Marshall overtakes CRT Lucky Bucky now, there's no way Lucky Bucky can overtake Marshall because he's not allowed. So as you see now, he's just got back out of it. So now he's got to sit behind Marshall, so he can't overtake, and that would give obviously Kiwi, who's in 5th, the advantage over CRT Lucky Bucky. Because Kiwi can overtake CRT Lucky Bucky because he hasn't got a penalty. But now if he gets a penalty, he can't overtake CRT Lucky Bucky. So it's just avoiding them penalties where you can, but it is difficult. Goal 45 in 6th, James Harbin in 7th now. McDaddy in 8th, Jason in 9th, Nick the Hammer Games in 10th, having a battle here with Jay Dante. Will they be side by side as they go around down this long straight? Jay Dante's looking to the right, the Porsche Cayman, as he make it stick. It looks like to me he just backed out of that. He just backed out of that a little bit, but Nick runs it too deep and he's coming over, cutting the chicanes right now. I can't be bothered to go around it today. I'll just cut over it if I may. So we go with Bazinga, Johnny C, 12th and 13th, because on McCreeder now, I'm slowly catching to the back of McCreeder. I did this stint here, it was alright, but we'll keep an eye on this after the pit stops and whatnot. Marshall in 3rd. He's looking now to gain to the back of me in 2nd, but I'm pulling away from Marshall now. But then Marshall's got the attention of Kiwi in 4th position. CLT Lucky Bucky in 5th. Goal 45 in 6th. Being harassed by James Harbin in the Audi TT. Goal 45 has 2nd penalty. He's keeping on board with goal 45. Can James Harbin get the move done anywhere? Like I said before, you can't overtake with a penalty. So James gets past goal 45, and goal 45 wants to get past James Harbin. He can't. So he's got to burn that penalty off. When you burn the penalty off, it affects your race time as well because you're forwarded back from that car, so you've got to slow to get rid of it. McDaddy in 8th, Jason in 9th, Jay Dante in 10th, Nick the Hammer Games in 11th, still just under half 2nd penalty there. Bazinga in 12th, and Johnny C in 13th position. Johnny C does do the Mazda MX-5 Cup BSR, so we just done an hour and a half of commentary for that. So I was quite tired. Tiredness was kicking in, taking effect, put it that way. So McCreeder there with fastest out 2:28.379, and myself 2:28.783. Marshall just runs it a bit too deep there. What happened to Marshall? Gone ball with Marshall there. So Kiwi behind. Kiwi's in the slipstream, so he is gaining to the back of Marshall there in 3rd position. Marshall, it seems to me like he just broke a bit too late, entering the final bus stop chicane, as they call it. Bus stop chicane. Does he break a bit too late? Maybe he's looking back, keeping an eye on Kiwi. Yeah, just outbrakes himself. Very unfortunate indeed. So he's lost a bit of time there. He'll be looking to get to the back of Kiwi as quick as he can. But CRT Lucky Bucky, and Marshall just runs out onto that slippery astroturfy stuff there as well. CRT Lucky Bucky doesn't take advantage of that. So out front we go quickly. So we'll do an onboard lap with Marshall, like I said yesterday. The next lap, that's if he doesn't pit. Obviously myself in 2nd, Kiwi in 3rd now, Marshall in 4th. CRT Lucky Bucky there, a bit of a moment there, slide on out that exit. What happened there? What happened here? Marshall to his right, he's just got past Marshall there. Now he just backs out slightly, bit of contact there, and he just backs out of it just to apologise to obviously Marshall. Gold in 6th, doing a good job in this Ferrari, but he's looking for the move as they go up through Eau Rouge. Will he make it stick? Stick to the left, flat out, side by side, both side by side, both of them, side by side. Lovely bit of driving there, bit of contact, but you know, it's difficult too wide through there, you know, but fair play to them both. We'll go back on board with these two, you know. We've got CRT Lucky Bucky in 5th, and we've got Gold in 6th. They tried it, did a little bit of contact there, pushes Gold out wide a little bit, and obviously CRT Lucky Bucky out of a bit of a moment at the top of the hill there. So, which is very unfortunate indeed, but nice race in there. So CRT Lucky Bucky now has got half 2nd penalty. He's just burning that off a little bit, as we can see there. McCreeder in 1st, myself in 2nd. I'm just sitting behind McCreeder at this point, because I know pit stops are going to happen sooner or later. Kiwi in 3rd, Marshall in 4th, doing a good job in that McLaren. Goal 45, CRT Lucky Bucky. James Harbin was struggling a bit in this race, trying to get through the pack and that, you know. But yeah, whether he's just sitting there just biding his time, wait till the pit stops, fresh set of tyres, and then he'll just go in it for the final stint. See, as you've seen there, James Harbin's making a move on CRT Lucky Bucky. He can, because he can take advantage, but then CRT Lucky Bucky can't. Like I said before, there's no way possible he can overtake James Harbin, even if he's in the slipstream. So I'll be going McCreeder, 1:28.346, me 1:28.633. Kiwi 2:29.394, 2:29.498. 230 449, 228 611, 229 411, 229 357, 229 753, 230 310, 230 623, 229 439. Because up we go, because pit stops will be happening for certain drivers anytime soon. Marshall side by side with Goal 45 there. Let's go on board with Goal 45. Well, Goal 45, he's looking around the outside of Marshall. Does he make it stick? He's looking to the left. Marshall gives him room into entry. There's quick left-hander here. Just backs out the accelerator there. You could hear that. So yeah, Marshall just runs it a little bit too wide on that greeny AstroTurfy stuff there. So up we go. So we've got McCready now. At this point here, we go back to obviously McCready. Let's go back to myself and McCready, because at this point here, McCready dives into the pits. At this point, I'm about a second behind McCready. We'll just wait and see. So McCready dives into the pits. I thought I'd do an extra lap. I won't lose no time or nothing like that, which I didn't really. But I was a second behind McCready. Just watch out for that point. So we've got myself, Kiwi in second now, with Goal 45 behind him in third. The two Ferraris, James Harvin, McCready, McDaddy, Marshall, CRT, Lucky Bucky, Nick the Hammer Games, all in the pits. We've got the cars to the rear, which is Johnny C's coming in the pits as well. So the lead runners at the minute are Bazinga, Gold, Kiwi and myself. Jason's obviously in the pits as well. The pit stops were so long around this track, it's unbelievable. So just bear in mind, the gap between me and McCready at that point, at that pit stop, was 1.1 seconds. Okay, so we've got Kiwi and Goal 45 second and third in the Ferrari. They look like teammates, but they're not. Different manufacturer. Quick fit there. And I think Johnny C is in the Budweiser. So yeah, two different manufacturers there. So McCready's out of the pits now in fourth. Bazinga in fifth. We'll have second penalty with Marshall behind him in sixth. He's looking for that move. He died down the right. He does indeed. He's looking for that right, but obviously now, Bazinga's got 0.1 second of a penalty, so either way you can't overtake it, like I keep saying. So Bazinga in sixth, James Harbour now at the pit stop, fresh set of tyres, he's looking to gun it now just to get up to that podium positions if he can. McDaddy in 8th, CRT Lucky Bucky in 9th, Hammer Gaines in 10th, Jason in 11th, Jay Dante in 12th, Johnny C in 13th position. So now this lap I do pit. Just remember that gap was a second. Kiwi in second, Goal 45 in third, McCready in fourth. He's put his foot down now. 228 346 is fastest lap still. Marshall in fifth, doing a grand job in that McLaren 650S. James Harvey, you can see his Infinity fellow racer. Also in the SimFX Infinity Series, Marshall and James Harvin, League 2 along with me. Bazinga in 7th, coming under pressure from McDaddy in 8th, CRT Lucky Bucky in 9th, Nick Hammer Gaines in 10th, Jason 11th. There's a bit of a battle happening here between these two, McDaddy and Bazinga, as you can see. So on board with Bazinga, looking back at McDaddy. McDaddy's like, yes, I'll go left there, and I'll go left. If that's alright for you, I'll just go left. He did look for the right first of all, so he's going down the left. Side by side. As you can see, that I'm in the pits. So I'll flip back to me in a moment. So McDaddy now up to 7th. Out we go, because we're going to go up to the pit stops now. Where am I? I am there. So at this point here, McCready's just obviously crossed the start-finish line. And I was quite annoyed because the gap was a second. And then, like Red Bull Ring, look how much of a gap McCready has got on me. He may have had a better outlap, but still not that massive. You got to think it was a second, and the outlap I done, the pace, yeah, it was a little bit off over a second, but still that gap is quite large, and I think it was about 6 seconds around that area, as you can tell. There I am there, just coming round now. I mean, both races, both pit stops were not in my favour that evening. So Goal 45 in first. McCready in second. He's took advantage of that pit stop, like I said. It's worked in his favour, and fair play to him. Myself in third, James Harvin in fourth, battling away here with Marshall. Let's go back and look at these two side by side up through Eau Rouge. Side by side, James Harvin's in the sit stream. Like, hey, yes, hello Marshall, we meet again. Fourth and fifth. side by side. Obviously the TT will get that job done. Needs to on board lap with Marshall. I'll do that at the end of this lap. So yeah, nearly a second quicker, purple sector. So Golf 45, Macready, myself. I can see Macready there just going around that turn. I tried to gain, but yeah, it was just I just couldn't, to be honest with you. So Macready in second, myself in third, James Harbin in fourth, him and Marshall battling it out. Kiwi in sixth, Madadi gaining to the back of Kiwi now in that Ferrari. So Madadi now at this point he's on a mission. He's flat out. He wants to get moves done as quick as he can. It's like he's been on the roof, doesn't it? You know, with that paint. So he's looking to the left of Kiwi, but Kiwi now he just he runs it a little bit too wide there. Kiwi, he was lucky with that, but straight. He's just covering his position there. He's protecting, he's defending, and like you see up ahead we've got Marshall and James Harbin battling it out. So I will switch to that in a minute. So we've got CRT Lucky Bucky in 8th, Nick the Hammer Games in 9th, Jay Dante in 10th, Jason 11th in the arties there, doing a good job at the start of the race. Johnny C in 12th, Bazinga unfortunately now to the rear of the field. So up it goes, we've got James Harbin and Marshall battling it out still. Myself, James can see myself now. So at this point now, Macready's just pulled away, but he's behind Gold 45, looking for that first position. And he makes that move stick, I think. Yeah, a bit of a luck tap there, but Macready makes his move up to first position. Gold 45, who hasn't pitted yet, is in second. Myself in third, James Harbin in fourth. Side by side there with Marshall. Let's go on board with Marshall there. So you can see James Harbin up ahead. And he's looking to the right, looking to the right. He does indeed. Breaks that a little bit earlier, but his entry is spot on. James Harbin just gives him the room. While we're on board with Marshall, we'll do a lap with Marshall on board like this. While we're on board with Marshall, I'm just going to get a quick drink, refresh my throat and whatnot. Not feeling great today, to be honest with you, in a bit of pain and that. But yeah, obviously get this out there now. A bit too late, I normally do it before, but Marshall, I'll stay quiet, we'll focus on Marshall. Obviously coming to the end of the lap now, not long to go, but so far a good lap from Marshall there. But obviously he's had James Harbin in his rearview mirror for the whole time. That's enabled myself to pull out slightly in third position. James Harbin still in the back of Marshall there on board his lap. Very good lap indeed so far. You know, his fastest lap is 2:29.498. Not everyone knows every single track, but this moment in time he's in fourth. Another good result for him, it looks like, but we've still got a little bit way to go. 30-minute race, obviously 22 minutes in, but I was obviously a lap with Marshall there. Marshall 2012, Bigfoot. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Marshall. Fifth, James Harbin. He's looking to the back of Marshall. I think he's just playing games. We've got Madadi getting rid of that penalty. Got Kiwi, we've got CRT Lucky Bucky, we've got Nick the Hammer Games as well, so he's lost 3 positions there in 1. Jay Dante in 10th, Mr. Budweiser, we've got Jason in 11th with a 1.5 second penalty. Did you lose it? No, you must have got it before then. This is Johnny C in 12th. And we got Bazinga in 13th position. Yeah, so I've done it post-race, offline. Also, I got some intros and outros to put on, which Mr. Dave Robinson done for me kindly. I need to start using them, to be honest. They're just going to waste. Myself and the Golf 45 doing a good job in that Ferrari. 23 minutes in, around about 6 minutes to go. The gap to me and him, you could just see Golf 45 then. I'm just coming down now, so it isn't massive. So now I've got to focus on Golf 45. In the meantime, I got Marshall behind me in 4th and James Harbour in 5th. CRT Lucky Bucky batting away here with Kiwi in 7th position. Yeah, Kiwi's loving this league at the minute. He loves the banter and that, you know, we have in chat, which is fair enough, you know. So Kiwi in 7th, on board with CRT Lucky Bucky at the minute. Just looking back at Kiwi, Nick the Hammer Games as well, McDaddy in 9th. So Nick's in 8th and Kiwi's in 7th. Out we go quickly because Kiwi's looking down the left. Doesn't get that move done. No, he does not. So out we go quickly because we need to go up to the front. Macreeda, obviously putting out that gap now. 2:26.966. So you compare his lap times to what he'd done before to now. He's pretty on it, you know, over a second. Way over a second faster than his lap time, you know. So he's like, yeah, so I'll just whistle along, and he likes doing his whistling, whistle along and just pretend it's easy done. Go for it. Just that pit stop, Martin, that's what it was, you know. I lost a lot of time in the pit stop and I don't know why. Yeah, my lap prior to the pit was a bit slow, about a second. But still, if it what would have been, mate, you know. But myself in 3rd, Golf 45 in 2nd, doing a grand job. These two still batting away from 4th and 5th. James like, yes, I'll go left, go right, go left, go right. Bit of a snake there. So, CRT Lucky Bucky, these are 3 wide. Let's go back and have a look at this from Nick's perspective. On board with Nick, obviously he's in 8th position. Kiwi and CRT Lucky Bucky up ahead of him. So CRT Lucky Bucky just gets it a little bit wide there, but not a lot. Kiwi's in the middle like an ice cream sandwich there, and they're 3 wide heading to the bus stop chicane. Nice racing from all 3. Nice racing there from all 3. Oh, a little bit of contact which ruined that, but still nice racing. 3 into that bus stop chicane, and we've got Daddy making an appearance. Like, don't forget about me. I'm the Daddy here. I'm coming through. Nick the Hammer Games in 6th. So we got again 4 cars batting out for 6th position. McDaddy, CRT Lucky Bucky, Kiwi, Nick the Hammer Games, Jay Dante. Don't forget about him. He's making an appearance slowly but surely. 4 minutes to go of this race. Johnny C in 11th. Very unfortunate for him, you know. He led the race first lap and just done a few errors and it cost him. Jason likewise. Yeah, just penalties affect you as well. Bazinga in 13th position. Penalties as well, you know. He fall right back. So we go Macreeda, give the man his due. Even though he does wind me up in 1st position along with James Harbour. Doing a good job, but actually Marshall was in it that evening as well, wasn't he, mate? He was in for that crayon winding up mood. Yes, so Macreeda in 1st, doing a good job in a TT. Obviously on the back it was Aston Martin, as you've seen, 4-2 and me 1, and I think it's 4-3, 5-3 now, something like that. I don't know, we'll see next week. Myself in 2nd, sorry, Golf 45 in 2nd, myself in 3rd. This time here now, I'm catching up to Golf 45 in that Ferrari. Not long to go at all, so we do have a battle, but we'll go back to that in a minute. James Harbour and Marshall 4th and 5th. James Harbour gets that move done on to Marshall, who's done already, so we'll skip that forward a little bit. Any more battles happening? These battling away. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Jay Dante is there now. He's like, yes, hello boys, I'm here with my beer. I've had my beer. It's half gone. I was going to catch up to you now. I'm a bit yellow flag, yellow flag, yellow flag. Why is there yellow flag? Yellow, 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 yellow. Oh, James. So I remember this at this point here. So at this point here, obviously Marshall's behind, obviously James. So James is coming down, and yeah, his wheel actually disconnected. so that affected his race massively. Yeah, his wheel disconnected. He had no control over the car, as you see there. It just disconnected from the PlayStation, and yeah, he's unfortunately now he's falling right back. Obviously, he gets it back go. He gets it going again there, but he's a bit too far back now. So he's got to stay out the way. And yeah, his wheel disconnected, and he's now down. I think was in 13th position. He's still struggling there. Still struggling there. You know, he's trying his hardest to get back on, getting that wheel working again. But yeah, his wheel disconnected his wheel. As you can see, there, he's still struggling to try and get back together. But yeah, unfortunate for James, you know. But yeah, he just wheel disconnected, and that ruined his race. So he's right down in 13th position. Up we go. He's got McCready now. Skip at that one again, so I went back 3. McCready in first. Gold 45 is second with me behind him now. Hello, Gold. Hello, Gold. We meet again. Yeah, so Gold's got a bit of a penalty there. I look to take advantage because he's ghosting, but no, I didn't. So we are battling second and third, battling away. We'll go back to this in a moment. I'm looking up through Eau Rouge. Can I get the move done? I'm on board with myself now. I don't like doing this. I like to focus away from me if I can, but I'm battling away with gold 45. Bit of a love tap there, so gold 45. I run a bit wide. It's my own fault there. I tried going for a gap which wasn't there. I'm sitting in the slipstream of gold 45. We'll go back to that in a minute. Let's go back up to McCready. Still leading this race, 2:26.966. Gold 45. Watching myself, I'm looking down the right. So do I make a move stick? I don't. I just back out of it. That would have been a silly move because I know he's on like really worn tyres. So I just try and take advantage where I can. Marshall in 4th. Now he's got away from James Harbin. Obviously, unfortunately for James Harbin, his wheel disconnected, and you know that's cost him. Nick Hammer Games in 5th. Getting away now from McDaddy in 6th. Now he's going to try and chase down Marshall in 4th. McDaddy in 6th, like I said. CLT Lucky Bucky in 7th. Jay Dante in 8th. We've got Kiwi in 9th. Johnny Cena up to 10th. Bazinga in 11th. Jason in 12th. Unfortunately now James Harbin's to the rear of the field in 13th position. Up we go. So we've got myself and still gold 45 back out for 2nd position. I want that 2nd position, as you see there. Yeah, again I tried going for a gap which wasn't there, you know. I seen it there to the left and I thought I'd go for it. Gold just moves over a little bit just to get a better entry, which is fair enough. And I yeah, tried to go for a gap again, and it wasn't working out. Obviously we haven't got long to go this race now. We've got to McCready. So yeah, we're obviously 3rd and 2nd battling away. So McCready now hasn't got long to go. He's going along the long back straight. Quickly scroll down, see what's happening. It's all sort of like spacing out now. Unfortunately James is way back now. But he's beating himself up in that car, or beating the wheel up. So McCready, yeah, he's so far had a good race. You know, he's got up to 1st from the rear of the field, and yeah, he's coming through the bus stop chicane now. I will go back to that battle in a minute. Obviously final lap, and he gets that win, another win, to extend his lead at top of the championship. So going back here, me and gold 45, we're still battling out. Obviously we see McCready there across the line. We're battling it out. So I'm in a slipstream. I'm looking to gold 45. I'm looking down the left this time, but now I drink right. But gold 45 just squeezes me out wide a little bit. Side by side racing there. He realises I'm there in the end, so I get the move done. McCready, as you've seen there, he's about to cross the line, but at this point here, gold just breaks a bit too late and whacks into the back of me. McCready, well done on that win, my man. So yeah, obviously gold 45 just backs out of it because he knew once he hit in the back, he don't want to get a penalty or nothing like that. So yeah, I take 2nd. Gold in 3rd. Marshall in 4th. Good drive from him. Nick the Hammer Games as well in 5th. McDaddy in 6th. So Nick in 5th. McDaddy in 6th. These two battling it out. 7th is CLT Lucky Bucky. Huey in 8th. Jay Dante in 9th. Johnny C in 10th. Bazinga in 11th. Jason in 12th. Let's watch it across the line. And unfortunately for James Harbin, he's at the rear of the field. Not happy at all. Wasn't his fault, his wheel disconnected. But obviously we've got next week as well. We've got rounds 11 and 12. So be sure to check out the replay then. Obviously I've been ESR Idol 4. James Harmon's crossing the line now, and I'll see you next week. You all take care. Thank you very much. Well done, Macreada. Thank you.